English is an especially vibrant language. The meaning of its words evolves over time. English has a particular facility to be manipulated in that way for tendentious purposes. That's not new. In 1871, Lewis Carroll's Humpty Dumpty told Alice,
"When I use a word, it means just what I choose it to mean."
In 1948, George Orwell identified newspeak as an essential component of the totalitarian toolkit. War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. Today, our polarized, relativist, post-truth era is ripe for such manipulation. As people slip deeper into their own epistemically closed worlds, politicians, public relations specialists, and journalists have become increasingly adept at adapting words to suit their own purposes.
So help me God.
2025 was a case in point, with another fresh crop of words that mean one thing in one set of circumstances, something different in another.
We're also making incredible strides to make America affordable again. That's a new word that they're using, affordability.
Affordability was one such word. 2024 saw it ignored by Democrats and amplified by Republicans. The Biden administration's insouciance towards inflation helped elect Donald Trump, who made this pledge in his inaugural address.
To defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices.
Well, a year later, prices have continued to increase.
It's a con job.
Now, Mr. Trump makes light of affordability.
Apparently, he doesn't believe that there's an affordability crisis in the country.
But while the word's meaning might have changed, polling suggests voters' views about the underlying reality haven't.
It hasn't gotten any better. Inflation's been crazy, and I don't see it turning the other way anytime soon, unfortunately.
So it's probably not the best time to build a new ballroom for the executive mansion.
We've raised over $350 million. It's a beautiful room, a big room.
Another word we thought we buried in the last century is socialism. Even the Chinese communists don't believe in it anymore, but both the word and the ideas it describes refuse to die.
We believe that buses should be fast and...
In 2025, America's largest city in the heart of global capitalism elected a socialist as its mayor.
Just had a great meeting.
Before Republicans get too excited about this ideological death wish by their opponents, they should consider that socialism isn't just a word. It describes a set of political conditions and ideas that also seem to be making a comeback in the White House.
Through his crypto business, Trump has turned the office of the presidency into a personal money-making machine.
Mr. Trump's turn to state capitalism includes, among others, the government taking stakes in private companies, raising hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes on Americans, and the same man, the president, directing foreign investment into America.
We have $18 trillion plus already, and I think by the end of the year it'll be over $20 trillion.
For a fine example of euphemism, let's turn to the word redistricting. Yes, it sounds like a bit of harmless bureaucratic cartography, but it has rather different meanings depending on where you live and what your politics are.
If Texas redrawing their congressional map would get you 5 safe red seats, means that California, New York, Illinois, and Maryland are all going to redraw their maps to add safe...
Well, they'll do it anyway.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, they'll do it anyway. Why? If we stop over there, they would have done it anyway. They're complaining from states where they've done it, like in Illinois, like in Massachusetts.
But it's not a foregone conclusion in other states, including Republican-controlled Indiana.
19 ayes, 31 noes. This bill has been defeated.
I am so relieved that enough Republicans voted with the Democrats to squash this bill.
Which moves us swiftly on to the next word, pardon.
They do pardon a lot of people.
Its old meaning was an act of clemency extended by a legal authority in recognition of a convicted person's contrition and commitment to reform. In 2025, it just basically became a transaction for which the consideration is financial reward or partisan support.
He was very clear when he came into office that he was most interested in looking at pardoning individuals who were abused and used by the Biden Department of Justice and were over-prosecuted by a weaponized DOJ.
I conclude with some version of the phrase climate crisis, climate emergency, or climate extinction. This suite of terms was particularly popular among European political and other elites just a year or so ago.
It's a con job.
But they've received a much-needed dose of reality in the last year.
At extreme cost and expense, Europe reduced its own carbon footprint by 37%. Think of that. It's been totally wiped out and then some by a global increase of 54%.
In 2025, Europe discovered that the existential crisis they thought they were describing wasn't as big as any of the real ones they face. from military decay, industrial collapse, demographic self-annihilation, and industrial stagnation. Doubtless 2026 will produce its own set of neologisms. With the World Cup on hand, I'm really looking forward to football replacing soccer by presidential decree.